You know what?
I like that.
Oh, you're call somebody else.
One of the first things I remember learning in
Yeah, because my
MIT,
daughter,
one of the lectures,
yeah, my
the
daughter,
professor
she
said,
kind of wanted to come.
you're paying, or your parents
Let
are
me call.
paying a lot of money
I'm
to be
already
here.
down on the lot though.
You have a
She may want
choice.
to drive.
You
Let me
can
check
either
with
do
her.
it on
I'll call you
your
back in
own
2
and learn
minutes.
from your
Are
own
you on the lot
mistakes,
already?
or you can show up at class and
Okay.
listen and learn
Okay.
from the mistakes of thousands of other people that have gone before you.
And the person canceling ain't coming, son?
And
Yeah,
I raised my
she
hand
got
and I said,
she
excuse me,
asked me to answer
Professor,
my
I
phone.
would
She
love
doesn't
to
have
learn
her.
from your mistakes.
She wanted to come.
That's what I'm hoping the listeners are saying. I would love to share with your listeners.
What, the other person ain't coming?
All
Yeah,
these
somebody,
things I've learned
yeah,
from making
12 people,
mistakes
somebody
over
canceled out.
mistakes year after
So Jen didn't come now. She wants
because
Jen
if
wanted to
you
go,
can
but she
screw
went
it
in the
up,
room.
I found a way to do it.
She called me hour ago. I didn't
That
answer my
when I
phone.
left MIT, I was
But you
really on
answer
top of the
phone.
world. I was one of the world's leading
She
internet
did it in a
experts
half hour.
right at the beginning of the internet boom. And I remember, maybe you've seen the Facebook movie that came out a few years ago, Social Network. When I watched that movie, it made me both laugh and cry because the technology for Facebook, I was doing things that were 100 times more advanced 10 years ahead of it. So I could have easily created Facebook or PayPal or YouTube or any of that stuff, but I didn't. Why? I had bad code. So it's not about education or opportunity. It's not about how old you were, or where you live, or how much money your parents have.
Can you get here in 25 minutes? You ain't had a cancellation.
And when you can learn how to clean that
yeah,
up.
because she was calling me. Okay, let me tell her right now. So
your subconscious mind.
Just come on.
And align
oh, but you know you got to pay for the
mind.
parking and all
It's
that
this
too extra.
almost
Oh boy.
unstoppable combination.
And is
A
that
parking
code
ride
that
lot.
is within
We're in the
us
middle of the
on
lot.
how much
Yeah, 120.
we
Yeah,
can make or
120. Yeah.
happiness quotient, right? Is that code placed on us from our families, from our parents, from society?
Yeah, they leave at 6.
I
Yeah.
would say the majority of it is genetic.
Okay.
And so it is no coincidence that most people end up making about the same amount of money their parents did. So most middle class people grow up, most middle class children grow up to become middle class adults. Most wealthy children grow up to be wealthy adults. Most poor people grow up to be poor. It's not a coincidence. So a lot of it is inherent.
Yeah, my daughter said she'd be here at 6.
And one of the things I heard that really blew my mind was that our DNA is complex and multidimensional. And
he's gonna drive.
within our DNA and subconscious, every memory and every experience of all of our ancestors.
Okay, they ain't pulling up yet. Oh no, that's not it, huh?
Wow.
That's a van right there. That's not it.
So
most
no, this is you're on your way. Okay, yeah.
It's not even your
in the middle of the lot, right?
The majority of it is
okay, my daughter.
written by your ancestors.
Oh, that's a different van.
And so, no surprise, it doesn't work very well in the modern world.
No, the person that drive the van?
Modern world,
no,
right?
I'm talking about the ones that drive. I don't know where they go.
It'd be like if you wanted to be an Uber driver and showed up to pick someone up in a horse and buggy. It's like, that's not going to work, right? And so, but that's what most of us are doing. Most of us are running code that was developed hundreds of years ago. And of course, childhood experiences have a big impact.
So regulating driving,
mass consciousness of society is a big piece of it.
Right there driving.
There is such a thing
as
other
about it. That's a man
lifetimes,
driving
but
right
you don't
there.
have to believe that.
Yeah, no,
So there is some mechanism by which we have memories of other times and places beyond the DNA. And a little bit is what we might call life purpose or soul contracts.
Now, Edna's not even here yet.
So you put it all together, you get the sum total that is
Don't worry about what you're getting out. If that's not it, don't worry about it. That's not it. Stay in the car then. That's not it.
that creates every aspect of your life.
I just saw a man get out the
computer.
No, I just saw.
Young guy about
Yeah,
but I just saw a man get out the van.
They don't have nobody because they don't have no place for the wheelchairs and the walkers like that. So that's what I know.
And so that's a great question.
See, all you do walkers.
The good news is I've made it so simple that when I learned how to do this, to change one belief in the subconscious, you had to go through training and it took about 5 minutes. Now I can show people how to do this in milliseconds. It's so fast and easy, and there's just 2 things you need to know. Number 1, you need to know what code you're running. You know what's in the subconscious. Simple. The answer is muscle testing. It's also called applied kinesiology. And in the package we're offering, there's a whole hour-long video training and an hour-long audio training just to help you learn how to do that. It's very easy, and about 90% of my students and clients learn it within 10 minutes. So it's a very simple thing. You learn how to ask questions of your subconscious, and it will tell you exactly what code you're running and what code you're not. So that's tool number one, is using muscle testing, we can find out what code is in the subconscious. The second thing you need a tool to change the code. And traditionally, this is done one-on-one with a healer in a private session. But that wasn't good enough for me. So first I learned how to do it one-on-one, sitting with someone in a room. Then I learned how to do it remotely. Then I learned how to do a whole group. Then I learned how to do a group remotely. And then what I really saw as the holy grail, I developed what's called the Formula for Miracles technology, which is a patent-pending process of encoding audios with binaural beats and higher dimensional energy, so that all you have to do is listen to the encoded audio and it will do the clearing for you. That's it. And so the Formula for Wealth program really consists of two main parts. Part one is a series of lectures and presentations to help you understand how life really works. So we talk about what's happening with the Great Shift. We talk about the wealth set point in the subconscious. There's coverage of what I call the 7 deadly law of attraction mistakes, because there's a lot of people that are butchering the law of attraction out there. I'm not going to name names, but some of them are doing a lot more harm than good. I want to show you how to find your own internal sabotage mechanisms. Most of us are constantly sabotaging our finances and our ability to make money, but we have no idea we're doing it. We have a whole section on what I call New Age myth busting. There's a lot of things we think we know that just ain't true. There's a whole section about how to find blocks to money. There's a section on applying the law of attraction. A lot of people want to use the law of attraction to make money on the stock market or in lotteries or by gambling. I'll show you how to do that. There is a way, but there is a technology to it. And if you have to get it right, it won't work. Then there's also a little bit on really the higher level programs of embodiment, of awakening, of creating a map for your life, which goes beyond just making money and finding more love and health, but how do we actually embody the divine essence within our lives? How do you find the real you hiding amongst all the evil,
man
all
that
the
said a
drama, all
router
the
truck,
trauma?
Cabo, he had come out his way. So
that's a little harder to explain, but that's the most advanced sections come at the end when you're going to be ready for it.
Jobs at the casino,
And then it's paired with block clearing programs using this technology. And so there's a whole set of them that if you go through the whole program, it will clear, I think, 342 different subconscious blocks.
So have that many blocks?
Yep.
That many subconscious blocks?
Oh, yes, most of us do. But most people have a lot of them and have no idea they're there. So, and it's not something you do all at once. There's instructions in the program I want to emphasize. You want to go slowly. It's not going to take forever, but it'll take you maybe a week to go through the whole program, 7 to 10 days. Because to clear them all at one time would actually be dangerous. It could overwhelm you, create what's called a healing crisis. So you want to go a little slowly. 7 to 10 days for most people is plenty. And you will clear hundreds of subconscious blocks. And that alone, for most people, is enough to start to make change in their life. But just in case you find some that don't shift or you want to go deeper, I'm also including my trauma clearing process, which
is huge.
It really is huge.
This is huge.
The trauma clearing process takes longer, but it's a lot more powerful. So you roll this out. This is your big gun. Because I have to say, Christine, that one of my personal pet peeves with the New Age world is there's a lot of people that give you a process or a technique, and you try it, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't, sorry, do something else. I'm not going to do that to you. There's always more you can do. So if you have blocks that aren't on the program, if you have some that don't clear, that's what the trauma clearing is for. Now, I wouldn't recommend using it on all 342 just because it would take too long. But for the really big ones, you run through the trauma clearing process, and just by listening, it uses a special encoding based on binaural beats that will put your brain into a theta state, and that's one of the keys. One of the reasons traditional law of attraction, mind power, does not work is you need to be in a theta state to connect to the higher dimensions, to the law of attraction. And I can teach people how to do that in a weekend training, but I can also encode it into the audio, and that's what we've done here. So just by listening to it, the trauma clearing will take you 20 to 25 minutes per trauma. So it is a slower process, but it is phenomenally powerful.
It's amazingly powerful. I have done the trauma clearing, and it's phenomenal. And you don't, it's like you don't even really need to know how it works. You just
Nope, not at all.
need to know that it works.
Yes, so anyone that's lost their job, that has lost a loved
that.
one, that's gone through a
I ain't
nasty
never seen them with the
breakup,
walkers.
or
Oh gosh,
divorce,
let me get me a
or had a
ginger
lot of
soup.
pain or
They
an
can't make
accident,
it. Okay.
you can
Now
use
you
this
got to see
program
that.
as many times as you like to clear out all those traumas from your subconscious.
And the childhood traumas that we carry
Yes.
around, even though we say, "Oh, I'm over that," you know, I'm an adult now and I've processed that and I've spoken. There's so much that's holding us back in our subconscious.
That's right. So this really is a program that keeps on giving. So even after you've gone through the whole thing, even after you've cleared all 340 some blocks, you then have the trauma clearing you may use as many times as you like to keep clearing and clearing and clearing. There's almost unlimited benefit and value that's available just by listening to this program. And that's included to make sure you get to clear everything you need to start to make a step forward.
And in addition to covering so many different aspects of our lives, not only on how we relate to money, what we think about money, our worthiness, it's applicable to our health, it's applicable to our relationships, not only with other people, but our relationships with ourselves. It's holistic in its approach. But what I love about this technology is that it's so easy to use. You literally, all you have to do is just listen. You just need to listen to the technology that Brent Michael Phillips has put together. And there is a little bit of muscle testing, and that is included in this package, right? You actually show people, you have a muscle testing training so that you can see where the blocks are. You'll see immediately where the blocks are and what needs to be cleared. But it's the simplicity, Brent, that is so brilliant in this process.
Yeah, and I've updated the program and created a new version. You might call it version 2.0, specifically to help people during this pandemic and the giant economic crash we're going through. So it includes videos as well as audios. So if you like to watch, it includes all the videos, all the lectures. You can watch the whole thing on video. If you prefer to listen, it also includes the audios. And so you just go through, it'll take you, the whole program is about 4 hours of lecture presentations and about 4 hours of block clearance. So you go through it. For most people, it takes about a week. And then you've made a huge change in the code. And then it also includes some extra components like the trauma clearing that if you want to keep at it, you can keep using it. It includes the life map process that I got from my mentor, Carl. And I'll let everyone know that I've done all sorts of different law of attraction programs and vision boards and masterminds and wish lists. This one is by far the best. That the first time I created this life map, I put a bunch of stuff on it like, okay, I want to make this much money and, have a relationship and all these things. And it seemed like pie in the sky. And so I threw it in my filing cabinet and I forgot about it. Then a couple years later, I pulled it out and my jaw hit the floor. I was like, oh my God. Now, not everything I put on the map came true, but about 80% did.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I had said, well, I want to be doing no more than 15 sessions a week, and I want to be being paid at least $300 an hour and all this stuff that seemed like total pie in the sky at the time. But once I put it out there, it started to manifest. Another one of the bonuses, which I think the listeners are going to love, is the guided theta wave manifestation.
Oh, yes.
So anybody that's done any kind of law of attraction, wish list, manifesting process, this is a similar guided meditation using the same formula for miracles technology that will walk you through getting you into a deep theta brain state to send out that signal in a way that the universe can actually hear. It's one of the little things most people don't realize. If you're not in a theta state, your manifestation has no power. It's just words. But if we can get you into a deep theta state, then the process becomes much more powerful. So what I'd recommend is, yes, and easier. Go through the block clearings in the program first, and then at the end, fill out your life map, and then use the guided manifestations to manifest it. that's going to be the killer combination that's really going to work for a lot of people.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm getting the chills right now, and I am being told by my chills that I need to throw out the phone number because people are saying, please tell me how to get this. Now, this is an exclusive to Pacifica Radio. Brent has made this available just to our wonderful listeners. And while the value of this package is well over $700, you are able to get access to it right now for a donation of just $200 to clear those blocks that are holding you back in finances, holding you back in relationships, holding you back in life in general. And it's the Formula for Wealth Mega Pack. That's what you want to ask for, and you will get all of those programs that Brent Michael Phillips was talking about in both the MP3 audio format. So if you just want to listen, you get that, but you also get the videos if you want to watch the Theta Wave guided meditation with binaural beats. You're getting the trauma clearing process, hugely powerful. You're getting the muscle testing training as well, and so many more bonuses included in this package. And all we need is your email address when you call up this phone number and pledge. Remember, you want to ask for the Formula for Wealth Mega Pack. The number to call is 818-985-5735, 818-985-KPFK. For a donation of just $200, you will have access to all of this life-changing material from a genius that is walking on this earth, Brent Michael Phillips, the Theta brainwave technology that is going to go directly to your subconscious and clear those blocks that have been holding you back for way too long. And right now is the perfect time to do it. This is the perfect opportunity to call up right now and get this incredible package. A $200 donation, again, it's worth well over $700 if you could get it, but it's not available anywhere else. It's only available right here, right now, for our wonderful Pacifica listeners. The number again is 818-985-5735, 818-985-KPFK. Now we're going to go right back to Brent, but I want to let you know that if you're calling right now and you're put on hold,